Hello, I'm Dr. David Suskind, a pediatric gastroenterologist at Seattle Children's Hospital, and welcome to SCDelicious. You found the place for recipes you can make on the Specific Carbohydrate Diet, or SCD. This diet alone has brought many of my patients with active Crohn's and ulcerative colitis into remission, and the food on this diet can still be great, even for picky kids and teens. And their families tend to like it too. Here with me today is Avi. Hey Avi.
Hey Dr. Suskind.
Avi is one of my patients who's had great success with the SCD, and from what I've heard, has turned into quite the chef as well. Avi, what are we making today?
We're making two recipes. First, some Parmesan crackers, and then some tahini and cauliflower dip to go with it.
Sounds SCDelicious.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope so. So starting with the cheesy crackers, we have some cheddar cheese, some almond flour, some Parmesan cheese, and then salt, water, and the olive oil.
Wonderful. We've got some official SCD chef hats.
Can't do anything without these, right?
So take me through this step by step.
All right, so to begin, we're gonna combine all the dry ingredients in the bowl. So we're just gonna dump them all in, very simply. Just make sure we get all of it.
And so the almond flour is the substitute for the regular flour.
That's right.
Wonderful.
On the SCD, you can't have any regular flour or any grains in general. So almond flour is a great substitute because it kind of still has that consistency kind of similar to regular flour, but then is legal under the diet, which is great.
Fantastic.
Get all these dry ingredients plus the olive oil in first, and then wait for the water until later. It's just kind of got to mix it all together, get it combined as best you can, and then make sure you have all of it in there, and then we're going to move on to the water.
Awesome. So how long did it take you to kind of learn the SCD and become the amazing chef you are?
You know, honestly, it didn't really take me that long. You know, when I first started the SCD, my mom would make a lot of the food, just because I was really overwhelmed and, you know, was in school and didn't really have a whole lot of time and to make recipes and didn't really know how to cook in general. But I mean, I think over the last couple of years on the SCD, you know, I've just gotten a lot of practice cooking, and I've just started off with really simple recipes like this one. And, you know, then I've slowly moved on to more and more complicated recipes. So first we're just going to scrape all of the dough into the middle of the baking sheet. Yeah. And then we're going to put another piece of parchment paper on top, and we're going to use the rolling pin to roll it out. And we're just going to make it very thin, about 1/8 of an inch thick.
Wow.
So we're just going to roll it out very gently. All right, so you can see here, it's very, very, very thin right now.
This looks fantastic. What do we do next?
So the next step is to put it into our preheated 350-degree oven, where we're going to let it bake for about 2 or 3 minutes.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, it smells good too. So now we're going to cut the cheesy cracker dough into whatever shapes you want. So now we're going to go put these back into the oven and let them cook for about 7 to 10 minutes.
While that cooks, let's start on the dip.
Sounds good. This one we have a bunch of ingredients, actually a couple more ingredients than before. First we have the cauliflower, then we have the garlic clove, then the tahini, the lemon juice, the olive oil, the salt, the parsley, the water, the honey, and finally the vinegar. The next step is to take this head of cauliflower that's already been cut up into florets, and we're just going to dump it right in.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so we just want to be careful that we don't burn ourselves as we do that. So we're going to go kind of slowly. Now we're just going to blanch them for about 3 minutes, and then once we're done with that, we're going to dump it into some ice water and let them cool down. So now we're going to set this aside and let it cool for 5 minutes. And while it's happening, we're going to bring the food processor in and combine the rest of the ingredients. Start with the olive oil, then the lemon, then the garlic, and finally tahini. So next step is to add the cauliflower and sea salt and mix it in with the rest of the ingredients. And you're just gonna dump it right in. Yeah, go for it.
Like
Yep,
that.
yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yep.
And this is the...
I believe it's the cider.
The cider.
The apple,
Okay.
apple cider vinegar. Yes.
Okay, here we go.
There we have it, the cheesy crackers and tahini dip.
Wow, that looks fantastic. Can I try some?
You may.
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to try some too. How is it?
Amazing.
What's the verdict?
Absolutely amazing. To learn more about Seattle Children's IBD program and the valuable resources for our families and patients, visit seattlechildrens.org/IBD. And remember, the Specific Carbohydrate Diet, or SCD, doesn't have to be restrictive or boring. It can be SC-delicious.